Brothers and sisters, I am Ambassador Essa Bokarr. This will be the second video on our program today where we are to discuss the trending, I would say, subject matter on and offline as far as the declaration or the pronouncement of former President Yahya Jammeh's readiness to return to the Gambia, and where people are abdicating their responsibilities and trying to be emotionally charged, politicizing what should not be politicized. As some of us have always been saying it, okay? The case of former President Yahya Jammeh, like any other former president who leaves power, whether you went to exile or not, is a question of justice and security before we think about politics, especially where the situation that brought an end to the former regime's reign is concerned. Now, we are going to come out here today and then diagnose what we know to the best of our ability so that we can raise awareness for our people. Of course, because some of us just wanted to stay mute and say that, okay, the current government is running around everywhere saying that they're the ones who did this, they ended, Jammeh's rule, they're the one who sent him out, we chased the lion out. I said, well, okay, then we will see. But I think we have reached a stage where the Gambians have seen the difference and they know who are the ones who usually would come out to stand up and be counted to clarify things. It's not to side with anybody, but we have to understand one thing. Emotions are not admissible in court. They are not. It's either you have to be rational, reasonable, or you come with concrete evidence. That's why in courts of law, you don't hear anything related to emotions is admitted as evidence or exhibit. It does not exist. Okay? That is the very reason why terminologies like or expressions like proven beyond all reasonable doubts exist. That's the very reason why people have things like, innocent until proven guilty and all the things. In fact, this is why all these things combined is where you bring forward agreements, understandings, and immunities and the like. Now let's go further down the line and look at this. What are the different types of immunities we have? Okay? Just to remind you, I am Ambassador Essa Bokarr. This is our second video today on this important subject that is definitely affecting the political, security, and economic atmosphere of the country. And we must find a solution to it. The solution cannot be found in the absence of security and justice. Now, what is, we did some research also, consulted experts, of course, adding it to what I know as a person who has worked internationally in various institutions. Some of these things, 3/4 of what I would say here will come from my own experience, because some of it is essentially common sense. Now let's talk about how many immunities do we have there. For example, we have what they say is immunity immunity is a legal protection that grants an exemption from penalties. Let me repeat it. Immunity is a legal protection that grants an exemption from penalties. That simply put, that is what immunity means. Of course, the jurists, the experts can come into the details and the integrities of it. Let me repeat it. What is the meaning of immunity? Immunity means a legal protection that grants an exemption from penalties. Now let's tabulate, or let's list the types of immunities just to summarize it. One is witness immunity. There is where you always hear people talking about witness protection. Okay? Now, what witness protection means, for example, if you have an issue with a powerful crime syndicate, a drug cartel, or a particular state that may be seen as a rogue state or something like that, or where the state-sponsored actors threaten your life, then you are qualified to enjoy witness immunity, where you pose as a witness, which is against the interest of a powerful institution or a powerful person. Example. Then the other one is public officials immunity. Well, of course, you cannot, dissociate presidents from that. But we'll come to, more in a more detailed way about when it is about immunity for presidents, particularly where you can peg the example on existing laws in countries like United States and other countries, of course, which some of it is more universal than national. Now we can come to what we call government sovereign immunity. You see, that is subject to interpretation, where it is about international law and the like. Okay, jurists, legal experts know about it, but it is one of the immunities. I'm just listing how many immunities we have here, just for an example. There may be more, but we have begun with witness immunity, public officials immunity, government or sovereign immunity, and then we have what they call diplomatic immunity. That one, I personally have enjoyed it for years. It is something that you can find in the Vienna Convention. That is why when diplomats commit crimes, they are not usually arrested and jailed. They are declared persona non grata. Had they not been diplomats, if they commit the crime in a given country, they will be taken to court. For example, is when Gambian diplomats were involved in visa fraud here in Washington, D.C. Okay? It is an offense, punishable, and then the jail term could be long. They were lucky because they were diplomats. They had diplomatic card from the State Department, and not to cause a diplomatic row or diplomatic rupture, in respect of contents of the Vienna Convention, that is why they were, declared persona non grata. But persona non grata also, with certain powerful countries, if you are asked to leave within a given period of time, there is the grace period. If you don't act, the other country may also have the right to say that you cannot abuse the laws of their land and you stay here using diplomatic immunity. That's why when people are appointed ambassadors, they are sent to other countries, but before they are sent, they wait for the host country to reply and say that they have been given an agreement. Okay? Which means then the position of an ambassador is powerful, is two presidents who appoint you. The one who appoints you and the one who receives you do have equal powers to say that, yes, you can come or you can go, and the other one receiving you say you can come. Because the Vienna Convention is powerful. It covers you. You are immune, legally, so that they would not give it to any person. That's why before they appoint somebody an ambassador, investigations are conducted. Because you are not going to give immunity to an international criminal or to a bad person simply because they are appointed by another government. That's why the receiving government also has the right to investigate about the ambassador so that they will say, yes, you can come, or no, you cannot come. And that's why they also give honorary consuls what they call exequatur. That's different from an agrément, because all these things will be around you as you are immune from prosecution because of respecting the Vienna Convention. But within a given context, you cannot also forcefully stay in the foreign land. And usually there are governments, when they send you to another country, okay, and the immunity question comes in, they will lift they will say that you are no longer a diplomat representing them. Then the host country would automatically have the right to arrest you, because then you are not immune, because you are no longer representing the other country. And there is another one, which is the constitutional immunity. That also is subject to interpretation. There are jurists in the Gambia. They know what I'm talking about. So these are the kinds of immunities you have. And also there is what they call understandings and agreements. Many people in the Gambia know about MOU. An MOU exists, but there is an MOA, Memorandum of Understanding, Memorandum of Agreement, and then you stretch it down to what is contextualized in declarations. So we need to understand all those things. So these are things that Gambians should be aware of, to understand that they are being mesmerized and misled, and politically charged speeches is not the answer to this situation.